Hi everyone, this is Galan. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna make amazing cookies. Like seriously, they are to die for. Once you try them, there's absolutely no way to stop. Cookies are my weakness. I am a complete cookie monster. If you've been making cookies for a while, you know there's different methods. So we're gonna do the cream and butter method for this one. So we have the ingredients here. I have them aside. We have butter, eggs and sugar, and vanilla, of course. It's our first thing that we're gonna start creaming. Then we have the dry ingredients, which is basically the oats. We have the flour and the baking powder. And to finalize, last but not least, we're gonna have 2 types of chocolate and peanut butter. So we have dark chocolate and milk chocolate and sweet peanut butter and salt, of course. I'm gonna start creaming them with my KitchenAid. You can actually do this by hand if you don't have a mixer at home, or you can use one of those hand mixers. So it's very important that you have your butter room temperature, because it changes the outcome of the cookie. Both butter and eggs, the temperature that you start with influences a lot of the chewiness of the cookie. So if you want a very chewy cookie, make sure that they're both room temperature. So let's start with our butter. Always when you're doing the cream and butter method, make sure you use a paddle attachment, never the whisk. You have the butter already creamed up. We can start adding the sugars. We have granulated sugar and we also have brown sugar. There's different kinds of brown sugar, and like the darkest it is, it means it has more molasses, which adds for the chewiness at the end. So we add this little by little. You can use your spatula to wipe down the sides of the bowl and help it out so it's completely mixed. And we're gonna start adding the eggs. So it has to be very slowly and one at a time. So they actually start emulsifying. There's a lot of fat and the eggs have a lot of liquid. So if we actually want them to emulsify, we have to give it a little bit of time so they start integrating. You can help with your KitchenAid a little bit. Mine are almost ready. Okay, so we have our cream and butter method already done, and we're gonna start with the dry ingredients. For the dry ingredients, we have the flour, we have baking powder, salt, and the oats. I'm gonna start mixing the flour with the baking powder and a little bit of salt. You know, that salt actually makes the sugar taste a little sweeter. So a little bit of salt. And now we actually have 2 kinds of oats. We have the quick 1-minute oats, and we have the old-fashioned oats. You can see that the old-fashioned ones are way bigger compared to the other ones. Like the quick 1-minute oats are gonna make your cookies have like a little bit more cakey texture, because it's a little bit more like flour, it's even. And these are gonna make it a lot more, it has a lot, they're gonna make it chewer, and they're gonna make it have a lot more body. But there's absolutely no problem if you want to use the 1-minute oats and you can't find them, or you can use the food processor, which I'm gonna use a little bit because I actually wanna have the combination of the 2. But these are a little bit hard to cook, so I'm gonna process them a little bit. And I love my food processor, so why not use it? It's super easy and super fast. I don't want to destroy them and make them really different from those. So you can check actually how they turned out. Put it together. And I can start adding the dry ingredients into our creamed combination that is ready. So I'm gonna start adding it little by little. I'm gonna start adding first the flour at low speed because it's gonna start making gluten. This is the lowest speed. Actually, I'm gonna alternate it because I wanna incorporate as fast as possible so that I don't develop that amount of gluten that I don't want. You can take advantage and use and add a little bit of the peanut butter here. And now it's the good part. Chocolate. Chocolate is my favorite always. Okay, so this is how our cookies are gonna be looking, and we're only missing the chocolate. This is our dark chocolate and milk chocolate. We don't want to overmix, so I'm just gonna stop. I have my sheet pan ready with parchment paper. Make sure you use either parchment paper or a seal pad so that your cookies don't stick. So I'm gonna use one of the 3 tablespoon scoops, the cookie scoopers, which are my favorite. They're the biggest ones and I like those really big and chewy cookies. So here's a huge secret. Did you know that if you freeze the dough of your cookies like overnight, the next day you bake them, they're gonna end up way thicker than if you bake them straight away? They can be close together because they're gonna be frozen, and then when I have them ready for the oven, I'm gonna space them evenly so they don't stick to each other. Okay, so now it's day 2. We have our cookies completely frozen. I'm gonna have them very separate from each other. So here are my leftover frozen cookies, and I'm gonna show you the 3 ways that you can store them in the freezer so you can keep them for at least 2 months. So first of all, the easiest one, which is the one I'm gonna actually use, it's use a Ziploc bag. If you wanna get a little bit more professional and you have this machine, which is a vacuum sealer, you can pack them in one of these bags, suck the air out of them, and they're gonna actually last for a long time. Like, I've actually left cookies for 6 months using this method and they're perfect. Like, you bake them right out of the freezer and they have a perfect texture. Or if you have a lot of space in your freezer, you can actually use one of those Pyrex containers. So let's see how it goes. I'm gonna pack them up and show you. Okay, so we have 8 cookies that are going to our freezer. They're gonna be deliciously ready for the future whenever I need them. and I'm just gonna store them anywhere where I get the space. It's a really good idea, which I'm gonna do later, to mark them and to label them with the date and the flavor. So these cookies are actually gonna bake at a very low temperature. So they bake at 250 for 40 minutes. So if you love desserts as much as I do and enjoy making them and eating them especially, follow me. I can't stop eating. This is bad. Okay. I have to stop recording until the next time.